There really is a place, it's not pretend, called heaven. It's paradise. It's the third heaven. If you look straight up to the sky, that's the first heaven. I believe that the stars and the planets and the galaxies and the trillions of heavenly bodies up there are the second heaven, and then above that is the third heaven where God dwells. Now, there's a place that God is creating. Jesus Christ said, I go and prepare a place for you. And it's a beautiful, huge, 1,500 miles long, wide, and high. This is a massive city of gold, of pure gold. And it's lit up by God's person himself. He doesn't have candles or electricity. It's he himself that lights the whole heaven. God is light, the Bible says. He clothes himself as with a light. He clothes himself like garments, with light. So pure light, brilliant light. Jesus said, Paul said, when he met Jesus on the road to Damascus and he saw him, he said he was brighter than the sun. And you say, well, Gordon, what does that have to do with children of the Bible? Well, there's a particular verse, a tucked-in verse in Zechariah. It's an Old Testament book, and it's Zechariah chapter 8. And what the prophet is speaking is a messenger of God that's speaking to the people of Israel. He said that when you come back into the Jerusalem on earth, the city, because they had been kicked out because of their sins and all, and then God brought them back in, had mercy on them. He said, this is what it's going to be like when you guys come back to that Jerusalem. He said this, and the streets of the city of Jerusalem, I think, or Jerusalem, shall be full of boys and girls, yay, playing in the streets thereof. So he said, when you guys come back in, you're going to have freedom and safety. It's going to be safe. You can play in the streets. Nowadays, it's like rough and all that. But he said, when you guys come back there. Now, that happened to a certain extent when they did come back into the land. But the full fulfillment, hard for me to say, the full fulfillment, it's like fulfill is what that's hard to say, is when Jesus Christ comes back and he brings the city down on earth. Did you know heaven's going to be actually brought on earth, or the city of heaven? It's kind of cool. And then it'll be free and safe, and then there's no more tears, no pain, no more death, no sorrow. All those things are going to be wiped out. This is in the book of Revelation, it says this. So it's very, very cool. And then heaven is going to be full of adults and kids. I believe kids will grow up. And it'll be like just filled with stuff. First, I would say, and this is good news for kids, heaven is going to be fun. If there's any work, it's going to be seriously fun work, but I think it's a playground. I think it's a party. I think it's a powerful time of joy and rest and refreshment, and just have at it. Like fun. We have no idea what fun is like until we get to heaven. I mean, there's things on earth, as you know, it's very fun to do, games and all. I think there's going to be play and enjoyment and just running around and traveling the universe, I believe. It's fun. And another thing it is absolutely full. Now, when I say full, we're talking about there's no emptiness in your life. You're totally satisfied, full of joy, full peace, full of love. I mean, just absolutely full of happiness. It's just fantastic time, bliss. And then I would say another word. I'll give you a more of an adjective here. It is absolutely fabulous. Okay, fabulous, fun, full, fabulous, and you keep going, fantastic, and it's just going to be really, really, really sweet time. And so I just would like to suggest to you that you become a child of the King, and then you'll enter his kingdom. And the physical kingdom is going to be brought now. You can come into the kingdom now, and by the way, you can have fun now as a Christian, and your life can be full and fabulous now, because Jesus Christ who is king, brings heaven on earth. He said, for the kingdom of heaven is among you. So when Christ came down, he brought the rule of God and the government of God and the blessings of God and the favor of God and all that. And he fills it up now. So in a sense, I have a touch of heaven right now on earth. Well, Gordon, how can you have a touch of heaven? Heaven's way up there, you know? Well, because of the presence of God that brings that fun, fullness, and fabulous life up there. And the presence of God enters me, and then I have fun as a Christian. I really do. I'm not bored. It's fun, and it's full, and it's fabulous. And so as a child of the Bible, the children of the Bible that made it into heaven, they have all that. And I would like to suggest that you can have it now on earth too. You can kind of have that heaven stuff here, and then later you'll be like the children of the Bible that made it in there, the good ones like David or Samuel or, you know, all of those wonderful people that we've been talking about. You can be just like them, and then you can hang out with them, and then you can just enjoy heaven. So I just would like for you to I'd like for you to think about that you are heaven's children. You're not going to be hell's children, you know. You got to make the right choices that you become heaven's children, just like the children of the Bible that were really good. I think that's all I want to say is just kind of note there. And it was brought out because of that particular verse. Again, I'll read it again. It's kind of cool. It says, I think this is a picture for heaven itself also. Like it happened back in the day when they came back to Jerusalem. But then I think it's a picture of the time when the Messiah, Jesus, sets up his rule and kingdom on earth. It says, and the streets of the city, and there's a city we're going to live in called Jerusalem. By the way, the gates are all open so we can come in and out. It's 12 gates, 3 on each side. It says, and the streets of the city, which is, by the way, pure gold, shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. That's just really cool. And so I would love for you to come to Christ, give your life to him, and just become a child of heaven. Okay? All right, God bless you.